Taking our time and hurrying up. It's much ado about nothing. I'm J-Rock.
And I'm Adam.
Yay, got it.
Good job. Only took 3 tries.
No.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. So today, I was curious about your dream job. What is it? What makes you want to have it? All the fun stuff.
Okay. Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to
go ahead and go first?
My dream job?
Mm-hmm.
Race car driver. Easily. Yeah. I never got I never matured past 6 years old.
Like what? Is there kind of like NASCAR?
Not NASCAR. One where you have to turn the wheel.
Okay.
One where you have to turn the wheel.
You have to turn the wheel in NASCAR.
Okay. I'm set for the next 250 miles, 500 miles.
No, sweetheart. No, because you gotta dodge and weave all the other cars. It's not like
boxing. You're not sewing with a
2 to 3 wide, and you're trying to get around them.
Okay.
You're gonna be moving the steering wheel.
Or
unless you're doing like Formula 1.
Let's say, or you could race like real cars. Ones where it's like, you're going fast and you have to take turns that are more than, it's, the curvature is similar to that of a banana.
What's the type of racing again where they do, where you have like somebody in the car with you doing the map?
Bumper cars?
No. If you need somebody to do a map during bumper cars, you're in trouble.
That's rally racing.
Oh, okay, I could see you doing something like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be a blast. Well,
too nerve-wracking for me.
Kind of. The one thing I don't like, and I got a stray hair sticking out that's bugging me. The one thing I don't like about rally racing, when I've watched it, is how close the people, like the
bystanders.
I was gonna say audience. It's not really an audience. How close they are. I mean, when you're driving down the road, they're standing like right next to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen like really bad crashes.
No, I've seen ones where they almost get hit.
Yeah, they just plow right through it.
Yeah, that
right through the people. Like, I don't want them that close. I don't want to drive, even though it's like a psychological thing, I guess. Because even though they're not standing in the road, like if you were to run into where they're at, you're going to be off the road anyway. Mm-hmm. But something about them being there, it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't feel safe.
It's pressure.
Yeah, I guess. Usually that kind of thing doesn't bother me. Like when I'm driving down the highway, cars get close or semis get close. I'm not scared at all.
I can attest to that one.
I mean, if anything, if it's like some idiot in a truck coming closer to my lane, it's like, yep, I'm going to actually edge closer to the edge of my lane, knowing that people's initial reaction is to get back out of the way.
Yeah.
I'll use that against them.
I know.
To get them to move over.
Yeah, I've been in the car when you've done it.
Yeah, I know.
Our kids have been in the car when you've done it.
What? So what? I just stay there. Oh, this guy's coming over. I'm gonna.
I just don't like it.
Stay away.
Yeah,
I don't that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But, no, yeah, I'd love to be a race car driver. I actually looked in. I mean, it's funny because it's like, yeah, it's a dream job. You're not gonna make any money doing it. Very rarely will you.
That's why they're dream jobs. They're not necessarily realistic at all. But...
Yeah, it's. I mean, it'd be a hobby, really. Mm-hmm. No, I looked at that when I was. How old would I have been? What car did I even have? I think it was before I had my WRX. But I remember that was funny. I remember going up the road from my parents' house. They have it's like a police training track thing. Mm-hmm. But, they're not training police all the time and driving, so they would open up to autocross, which is basically, do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of surprised. But yeah, and I looked into like how much it was and everything. It's so expensive though, even just to get started.
Yeah.
Like just to get into it, and then you have to have all the safety equipment and all the whatever. I'm like, I don't have, thousands of dollars plus a car to spend on that. Yeah. Plus, having to compete all the time. And
Well, and your life insurance would have to be pretty high.
well, I mean, it's not like, I mean, I don't know. It's not like you're running all at the same time, and you're gonna crash into each other. But still, no,
Yeah,
it's I don't. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, my dream job would be to be a race car driver, but I'm not. I'm not even close to that. So obviously, it's just a dream.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's why I'm a nerd and play video games where I can live out those dreams.
True. At least you have video games to live out those dreams.
Why?
Because I don't.
What's your dream job?
I would want to be working in the
Skywriter?
Storm Prediction Center at NOAA. That's basically the people who issue watches, warnings, all that.
Well, you just tell them it's going to rain for 40 days. Noah.
Oh,
Make for a good story arc.
Okay. NOAA's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd want to be in the Storm Prediction Center of that.
Tornado on July 17th.
That's not how that works.
Write it down. She's making a prediction.
Not how that works at all. At all. No, but it would be fun. I think the only reason I haven't pursued it is because it is so... You have to do so much in order for them to even look
It's called the job,
at
yeah.
you. Well, yeah, but
Oh, you mean like have like a history?
you have to... Last I checked. This is the last I checked. You had to have a master's. And I can't remember what. What?
No, I'm thinking back when I was in kindergarten. I can't remember if I've shared it on here or not. When I was in kindergarten, this is weather related. Don't worry. Our teacher, like every morning, would ask the class like what kind of day it was outside. Was it sunny, cloudy, raining, whatever? And she had these little. It was like a little board and it had hooks on it, and she'd put these little plastic chain links on there. And then we'd see which one accumulated the most, and I can't remember what it was for, but like the kids just liked it to be a sunny day. And I remember one day it was overcast, and so she said, "Okay, how many think it's sunny?" Almost everyone raised their hand. How many think it's cloudy? And of course, I raised my hand. Mm-hmm. I was so mad at everybody because it's like I remember saying, "Look outside, it's cloudy out there."
It's just basic
facts.
Like,
no, it's sunny. And so she put the sunny thing. I'm like, that for me, that killed democracy for me. For one, it's like, no, we're not voting on what you can look out the window and see. Mm-hmm. Anyway. I thought about that when you said, well, you have to have, whatever, like a work history or whatever. I was going to say, did you have to guess the weather correctly when you're in kindergarten? Did you have to be able to argue with your stupid peers about what the weather actually is outside?
Well, kind of.
Oh.
They want you to have a master's, and I can't remember the specific, but basically like meteorology, that area. A master's in that. And then... I want to say it was 1, but possibly 2 published scientific papers on something. So, like, Gary Lezak, his LRC, or long range
convertible?
No,
Coriander?
stop. I can't remember
Chrysler?
the last
That's
one,
as
but
big as a whale.
basically... You're so annoying.
I'm just throwing out song references.
No, but basically he thinks that you can predict the weather runs in cycles, so you can accurately predict long range forecasts.
Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. I really am.
I know.
I am listening. Okay, so he has a way to predict long range then?
Yeah, he has a theory. So he's published multiple papers on it. So you have to have 1, maybe 2. I don't remember which one it was. Publish papers and then a certain amount of volunteer hours before they'll even look at your application. So
how much does it pay?
I don't remember. Look it up. I want to say it was $30,000 a year. It's not super high.
Oh my goodness! What is this? What are they called? Like a
Just put up Storm Prediction Center.
Oh, okay. I'm typing one-handed here because my setup is.
Yeah, annual salary or something like that.
Oh, come on.
I took a class from somebody who worked in the hurricane center there, and it was so fascinating listening to him talk about it and like what they do. Yeah, I want to say it was like 30,000, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh,
And
man.
it's like-
As of 2010, new NWS meteorologists earn roughly 30 to 45,000. Is he going to get into management to make any money? Okay. See,
It doesn't pay a lot, but I mean, again,
that's like
dream job.
I wouldn't even call that a dream. I mean, that's a hobby at that point. I mean, if you think about it, you're blowing a ton of money on a master's degree, and then volunteering, so that you can go make 30,000 a year.
I know. To me, though, a dream job is something that like
I mean, that's
you want because you like it, like you really
Walmart will pay
enjoy
more
it.
than that.
Yeah, and I think the saddest part is there is nobody above them, so anything
Except the clouds, right?
Oh my goodness. Yes, the atmosphere. But anybody, any kind of weather-related information, this is where we're getting it from, and we're only paying them that much. Like, I don't know.
That's up to them.
Like, airplane. Oh my goodness. I almost said airplane drivers. Pilots. Ugh. Pilots get all of their information for flying. Yeah. All of the pilots get their information for flying, including planes that like normal civilians are getting on from the weather service. Like, it's just, yeah.
Okay, well.
But it would be so much fun. But, like, it's sad, too, because, like, you have your video games to, like, live out your dreams. I have to, like, sit and wait until there's a tornado outbreak.
There is no storm chaser simulator or weather prediction simulator.
No, I literally am just, like, aware of the weather most times. I haven't been here lately. But most times I'm aware of the weather, and I'll get on, like, just today, St. Louis was having tornadoes and tornado warnings, and I went and got on their local news and was watching the local news and like consulting my app. And
you know there would be way more to it than that, though, right?
Oh yeah, no, I know. Oh, 1,000%.
You're the one telling them what all that information is.
Oh no, 1,000%. Like, I'm analyzing the data. I'm looking at the what's the word for it?
Models.
The models and the wind speed radar. I can't remember the term for it right now.
Windar?
No. Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
I'll type it in. What's the radar that measures wind speed?
Can we get something that doesn't require a ton of...
I just can't remember the name for it. It'll come up really quick.
Radar that...
There you go. Shows rotation. That would have worked too.
Radar that detects people. Yeah, it's called eyeballs. Where am I looking?
What's it called? Because I can't remember.
Radar.
Because there's Doppler, which is what most people are used to seeing. And then there's one that measures wind speed and which way the winds are blowing, which is how they tell if there's rotation within a storm. Yeah, see, that's the Doppler. Which one's the top left? That's the one. Well, did it say?
No. Sorry, I'm trying to find a way to zoom in. There we go.
Yeah, it's that top left one.
Oh, the one that shows like how, like, in relation to, like, is it blowing one way or the other way?
Yes. Yeah. So when you have those couplets together, or that is
base
a couplet.
reflectivity?
That's lower left.
Oh.
Upper left. Relative velocity. That's it. Relative velocity. So yeah, I would be looking at all of this that we just saw. I'd be looking at all of that and analyzing it. And not only that, I would be looking at multiple cells at once because they cover huge swaths of space.
Yeah.
And like today was a good example. So the Weather Service site in St. Louis, they had to shelter because it passed right over them. Okay. So they basically shut down, and then the Weather Service in Kansas City was handling all of it and taking all of the data and issuing warnings and doing what it needed to do instead of the St. Louis site. So I would be kind of micromanaging, like, hey, you guys need to shelter. Hey, you over here, you're now covering for them. Like all of that.
So you want to be the person, you want to tell people, hey, do what I say or you're gonna die.
No, I just think it would be. It's insanely competitive to get on like news shows, and two, most of the time the meteorologists that are on there aren't actually meteorologists. Oh, I know. So it's just kind of dumb.
Yeah, we had one.
It's just kind of dumb. So that's why I wouldn't have any interest in doing that. Versus the Storm Prediction Center, like there's a lot of different things you can do.
I see clouds, tornadoes forming over the Midwest, moving at 30. No, I'm just kidding. Here's where we keep our, they pull back like the curtain. Here's where we keep our weather crystal balls, and there's our weather telepaths, and got a bunch of old guys in like Merlin hats, like, oh, wind coming out of the southwest at 15 knots.
No, it would be exciting. Like there would be an element of like excitement and like an adrenaline rush, but also kind of a satisfaction in like keeping people safe. What?
It's just funny you say excitement and adrenaline rush, and I'm sitting here like, oh, yeah.
I know, most people do. They're like,
reflexivity.
Whatever.
Yeah, radar.
Yeah, and you have to look at like the shear in the atmosphere, lapse rates. It's insane. My teacher was breaking down like everything you need, and you have to be good at like calculus in order to do it. That's why I get annoyed when people crap on them, because I'm like, you have no idea how much goes into these forecasts and how much it changes like by the minute. Like imagine you're doing an algebra problem, like with letters, numbers, exponents, parentheses, all of it, and every like 30 seconds something changes.
That's my job at work, like literally. Hey, I need a report on all these people, and then I'm working on it, pulling it up. Oh, sorry, I sent you the wrong thing. I need it for these people instead.
Yeah, but then imagine people could die if you don't get a warning out quick enough.
Just cover your bases and be like, you guys might get, go ahead and turn the sirens on anyway. Worst case, you guys sheltered and everything's fine anyway.
They kind of do that.
Yeah, I know. They've done that here.
Yeah, if the warning clips your county, doesn't matter by how little, then the sirens have to sound within the whole county. And PSA, okay, tornado sirens were not intended to be heard indoors. So that's why you need a weather radio or something. Just putting it out there. Do not rely on the tornado sirens. What?
I'm just thinking of the Simpsons episode where there's a tornado, and Homer doesn't realize it until he's asleep in his hammock, and his straw's blowing all over the place. Like he's got his eyes, he's like, arms back, he's got his eyes closed, and the straw's blowing all over, like he's trying to catch it, and everyone, wind's blowing. He doesn't realize there's a tornado until I think the dog gets blown away or something. Like he's like crawling towards the house, like
it's infuriating. And then he
goes,
like
somehow the animals are always the first to know.
Yep.
I'm just, those are the people that are, anyway.
And we have people like that in the Midwest. It's infuriating.
Well,
It drives me nuts. It's a pet peeve.
I don't know. I know we're going to go a little off topic here, but that's why I'm like, no, people, be responsible for yourselves.
Yeah.
If you're not, I mean, I don't know. If you're warned and you don't listen, or it's like, oh, what's that annoying siren? I'm going to go out.
Or you don't listen to watches. I've had that before where they'll issue a watch. And then when the thing actually happens, people are like, I don't know where this storm came from. It came out of nowhere. It's like there was a watch issued hours. Branson. That whole thing in Branson. Where they had the duck boats.
Oh,
they had them out on the water during that thunderstorm.
Mm-hmm.
That watch was issued like hours previous. But they were just like, oh. And, oh.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
I don't want to get into it because you'll go over time if I do.
Oh. So. I will.
Yeah. In case you couldn't tell, she's very passionate about weather, which is all the last 10 minutes have been spent with me sitting here like, and just kind of sitting, and she's like going in depth like, if you ever want math to sound exciting, do you want to do algebra forever? Wouldn't that be great?
And ever. It's amazing.
And calculus.
Yeah, the calculus part's scary, but...
Don't you want to do weather patterns and tell people what to do? Well, tell people what to do. That'd be fun. Huh?
Occluded fronts? Low pressure systems?
Here I am, like, what's your dream job? Astronaut, fighter pilot, race car driver, fireman, something exciting. What's your dream job?
It's exciting.
What's your dream job? Math.
It's not all math.
No, here's the thing. That math and analysis, whatever, that's where you end up. Like me. This is, like, my job right now is not my dream job. It's where I ended up. But that's what I do all day. Mm-hmm. Math and analysis. I'm just saying.
It's fun.
Couldn't your dream job at least be to, like, I want to be the one driving the truck like in Twister with all the, Pepsi cans tied around
probes.
Probes.
They were probes.
Whatever. What I'm saying is they use the cans because, they cut them up so it's like they had little wings, and they got taken up in a tornado.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that's the exciting part of it.
I mean, you
catching roofs getting blown off of buildings on camera. That's the exciting part. Not.
Here's the thing: storm chasing is exciting, number changed. But it's way more dangerous. One, and two, they do not get taken seriously at all.
I know.
I don't like. They're on the ground. They're acting
because
like your
when
eyes.
Everybody's told not to do exactly what they're doing, who is going to take them seriously? Don't touch the stove or you'll get burned. Oh, and then here comes a guy who makes his career out of sticking every part of his body on the stove. Yeah, no one's going to listen. No one's going to take him seriously. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they're not really doing exactly what everybody's been told not to do because they have radars in their car. They're typically trained meteorologists.
Are you told to drive towards a tornado?
No, but they typically drive directly towards it.
They are storm chasers.
Correct, but they position themselves to the southwest of the storm. They do not typically intercept. Reed Timmer's that's a whole other breed.
I get it. I understand. What I'm saying is they're still out doing what everyone else is told not to do.
I mean, kind of.
You got to look at it from the lay person's perspective.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Someone like me, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great. The video is cool. It's nice to see, like, firsthand updates and stuff. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm like, you guys are out there driving around in this stuff when you're telling everybody else to go home.
Yeah, but it's educational and it saves lives. That's
I understand.
Why we know as much about tornadoes as we do.
I'm trying to say, yeah, people aren't going to take them seriously because they're out there doing when conventional wisdom or their own advice says otherwise, are you going to listen to a guy that tells you that does the opposite of what he tells you to do?
No.
Yeah.
I get what
You
you're
barely
saying.
listen to
There's
people who
just
tell you
more than
who do the same thing they tell you to do.
I don't like this.
Anyway. Well, yeah, no one does. It's a lot more fun to tell people than to listen to them.
Yeah, well, it depends on the person. There's some people
as you
telling them nothing.
Yeah, never mind.
What?
I was gonna say, as you can tell from my expression during your portion of this video,
Oh, okay.
it's a lot more fun to talk than it is to listen. Anyway, probably should wrap this up.
Yeah.
Coming up on time.
Was there anything about race cars you wanted to go
Not
into?
now.
Did you ever like Formula One? Are you?
No, I'd want to race like the regular looking cars. You know, like the racing version of the Corvette, where it's like it's still kind of close to it, but it's not Formula One where the cars are like non-existent. Like those things aren't driving around on the road.
Yeah.
At least the Corvette looks like something you could get on the road.
Got you.
You know, it's still the same basic shape.
You want more of the Fast and Furious situation.
Yeah. We can talk about that another time, though. I don't want to transition all the way back to, you know, here's math and science and weather and engineering and Okay, let's go back to your 6-year-old dream of race car driving. You know, I'm like, not at this point. It's like I'm over here like, yeah, I'm a little kid still.
Well, we can touch on it later, but I have a pretty sad reason for being as into weather as I'm into it. But
Do you like lose your first family to a tornado or something?
no, close.
Lost your second family to a tornado?
No, long story short, my grandmother was in from Idaho where they don't have tornadoes. We went under a tornado warning. She freaked out. I, at the time, was like 5 or 6 years old. So I freaked out. And it got me just completely freaked out and started this whole thing for years. And then I finally started like learning about weather. And then the fear went away. But it created a new obsession. And I just fell in love with it.
See, I'm not dying to like work with spiders for a living, even though I'm terrified of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like I don't know what it was, but it set off something once I started learning about it. It was actually rather interesting, but yep, all stemmed from an adult completely losing her cool and freaking me out.
Way to go, adult.
I know.
I'm just kidding. It's your fault. No, I'm saying, hey, get a hold of yourself.
I was like 5 or 6, dude.
Okay, then you grow up and then you analyze it.
That's what I did.
There's a bit of but don't blame the adult for it. Yeah, they freaked out, but I mean that should have been your first indication that just because you're an adult doesn't mean you're mature.
Again,
or smart.
5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, go back and look at it and be like, wow, people aren't that great. Anyway.
I came to that conclusion a long time ago.
No, I'm not saying in general. I'm just saying the ones who are dumb. The ones who freak out about stuff. Anyway. Not to insult your Idahoan grandma, but anyway. All right, I think we'll call it there.
Yep.
So, thanks for watching, and
bye.
I thought you were going to finish it off. Since we flipped the intro, we'll flip the outro, but never mind.
I don't remember the outro, if I'm being honest.